This last one comes from Bill Skotowitz.
Bill? Hello, Bill.
And he's from Sarasota, Florida.
Sarasota, all right.
Ron, I listened to you and Cameron talk about buying foreclosures. There are a few gaps that I may have missed. First, Cameron said that he found a way to make foreclosures using his methods as a really profitable and doable way for us buying a machine, for our buying machine.
Yes.
I would like you to tell us the steps in the financing part.
The financing part?
Starting with the deposit.
Starting with the deposit.
Yes.
Okay. Is there more to this question?
It says, starting with the deposit, the bank will want a substantial deposit. How do we not use our own money?
Okay.
That's what he's
Let
asking.
me answer that one first.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill, you got to use your own money to put up the deposits, and if you're offering through a realtor, you're looking at a minimum of $1,000. If you're going to an auction, where they have a bunch of them in a hotel room one night, which we do here in Florida quite often, you're looking at a $2,500 minimum deposit. There's no way around it. So you're going to have to use your money for those deposits. So if that's something you can't do, then that's not the game you want to play. I think more importantly, though, you better ask yourself, okay, how am I going to fund it if I get the offer accepted? I only got two choices, and that's wholesale it or raise the cash to fund it. Is that one of the questions as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's a private lender. In fact, if you use private lenders, you'll never run out of money, but you're not going to close these things unless you raise the cash. So if you put that deposit out there and you can't raise that money or wholesale it, then you lose the deposit. It's just that simple. That is your total risk. Bill, I would suggest to you and everybody listening that if you want to learn the foreclosure business, you ought to get my foreclosure course. It's very inexpensive. In fact, go to ronsforeclosurecourse.com. Is that the right site? ronsforeclosurecourse.com. And we got a special on it there right now. You can get it really cheap and get the whole thing shipped to you. It's a whole 2-day seminar that literally takes you step by step through the foreclosure process, but not only on bank-owned properties, but also on the pre-foreclosure process, which is where you're going to do most of your deals if you want to know the truth. In fact, pre-foreclosure is where your acts are going to come from, because that's people that are behind on their payments, whether they've been filed on or not. A lot of your deals for acts are going to come from that solicitation of those FSBOs. FSBOs are going to produce your pre-foreclosures. Realtors and auctions are going to produce you post-foreclosures or bank-owned properties. But you ought to get a little bit more training on that game. But back to your question, you're going to have deposits no matter what you do.
Okay, and then he's asking, then he gets a contract in a land trust. While the contract is in force, if I don't get a buyer fast enough, I'll be forced to buy or cut bait.
That's right.
What are the steps I need to successfully get through the steps from going from a contract to wholesaling the property?
Well, you get it under contract, then you have a title search done, and then you have to go out and find the buyers. We do that mostly online today by simply having a simple website set up and then driving traffic to that site and then having them go on our buyers list when they get there. On your first deal, you're going to have to do the same thing, plus run ads in your local papers. You won't have any trouble getting investors to call you, but whether you can get through that cycle in the time, I don't know. You're just going to have to go try it and see. So if that bothers you, go build your buyers list first. Go run the same ads, set up a simple site. This is just a place to capture their information. You only need a few questions from investor buyers. And then go drive traffic to the site and build your list, and then go find the properties to feed them. And in that process, you're also going to learn where they want to buy. Because one of the questions is, what area of town do you want to buy in? How much money can you spend on a property, and how fast can you close? And of course, their name and their email address, and preferably their phone number. So drive some traffic to your site, get them on the buyer's list. Go to my site, Ron's, what is my site? JaxHomeDeals.com. Go to Jax, J-A-X, HomeDeals.com and hit on the investor button, and it'll take you right to the same script that you need to put on your simple site. By the way, if you want to build a simple site yourself, go to WordPress.com, WordPress.com, and just set up a very simple site, which is all you need to drive traffic, build your buyer's list.
And you can use Google and YouTube, and they have tutorials on how to do it. It takes you step by step. It's very easy.
Okay, so even you can do it?
Even I can do it.
Could I? I've never built a site in my life. You need to understand that, and I hope I'll be able to say that the day I die. It's the last thing I want to be doing. But if you need that first deal done, then you might have to do it yourself. So what? It's a good exercise anyway.
Right.
All right?
Well, thank you guys for your questions. Remember to submit your questions with your name and where you're from.
City, city, city.
Okay, we'll see you
And
next
try
week.
to keep your questions down to less than a half a page, please. Like one question, not an essay. We would appreciate it.
Like 1-2 sentences.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
All right.
This is Lauren, your damn reporter.
Bye.
See ya.